Hello guys and welcome back to some more World of Tanks. Today bringing you a few different replays in very different tanks. None of them are spectacular games. Obviously no masteries here. Yeah, why not? Alright, this T28 has had some busts recently, and it is a very good tank. Obviously, Runeberg isn't exactly Runeberg is not exactly the map you really want to be seeing in this thing. Obviously, you can brawl in this thing because it's got pretty decent armor and the reload is pretty really good. Obviously, only if you're top tier. I think I am top tier, but obviously, preferably, you want to be sitting and sniping in this thing. We're trying to side scrape along here, and we're going to get into a position where we can do that, or at least, if we're not going to be side scraping, at least we can duck behind cover pretty easily and pretty quickly. We're getting a bit of assisted already. Just waiting to see if the enemy pushes, because we've got no one defending this street here. We've got a mass of tanks on the one line, and we've got a bunch of guys on the 9 and 09s, but there's no one on this line. So if the enemy does push this side, we could potentially get quite a bit of damage, as long as they don't push too much. Because obviously there is the fact, if they figure out there's only one guy here, they could be pushing. There we go. We've got a first shot in. We're pulling back. But look at the reload on this thing. It gives us a side. Unfortunately, we don't take his track off. Quite annoying. There's an IS-3 there. He could do us some damage, and he does. But we put a shot into him. Of course, don't track him. And then a Leo turns up. Awesome. I mean, quite a few guys. And if they just pushed me, I would be dead, but they are not smart enough to do that, and the IS-3 does give me his side, and of course he got triggered by that, so he is pushed. He's definitely wanting to get a shot into me, and I'm just not giving it to him. Well, we finally get a couple of our guys to come back and help us on this flank, which is nice, but that IS-3 ignored the two guys that were pushing him to try to get into shot into us, and now I realise why those guys turned up, because they've abandoned this road. And I am pulling back at this point. It looks like we're going to get absolutely hammered. This was it? Is it a Tiger 2? No, I don't think it's a Tiger 2. But he's doing a good job at. No, it was a VK. Trying to angle his armor and bounce shots and stuff, so he's not a bad player, so we're going to come up and help him, you know. And then we realised there was that medium back there, but he's got taking hits here, so it's not looking good for us at the moment. Managed to put a shot into, because I'm loading premium, because this guy is angled and got good frontal armor, and we bounced that. That was kind of obvious, really. Shouldn't have bothered doing that, but he bounces in return. Our team is winning because we've won the field, so all it's going to take is them to swing round behind, and it's pretty much game over. And of course, now again we bounced a bit there. If we took a hit from that guy, it would have been very bad. So we're pushing, because the guys that were fighting us on that corner have now pulled back, realising they're getting flanked. The video is called Down the Dumps, guys, because I'm just in the real world. It's not going so well for me at the moment, and Inferno bounces again. This is what I mean. You can kind of brawl in this thing. I lost my job recently, made redundant, and I'm struggling to find a new job, and I'm kind of wanted a change in career, you know, a bit of change up, but obviously finding a new job without the experience and qualifications is very difficult. And I'm having my doubts whether I'm making the right decision and stuff. It's just a terrible time at the moment. Very depressing. feel really down in the dumps at the moment. So so I'm struggling to get motivated to do videos like this at the moment, but I'm pushing it out. I'm pushing them out and seeing if I can, make some videos. And today's the day I'm going to try to do it. Anyway, we have got 2 guys left, and as you can see, we've got over 4,000 damage with a bit of assistant. 2 kills and over 3,000 assisted. 3,000, not 3,000 assisted. 3,000 blocked. Well, that's pretty damn good. Unfortunately, yeah, if we didn't go for the other one, we went for this guy, we might have had another bit of damage and maybe even another kill. But oh well, And we got high caliber and a first class in that game, so that game went really well. And you can see our closest guy on our team almost got 3,000, so yeah, pretty good. Alright, next one is in the Panzerjäger. Great tank. Now this game isn't actually all that good. I say it isn't all that good. It isn't all that good for this particular tank. This tank is quite OP. But I think the reason why I've recorded and putting this one out is simply because it, like I said, I was kind of having a terrible time in this thing. I know it's a great tank. And then there you go. First shot goes into the wheels of a light tank and does no damage. That's the kind of games I was having. The thing is, I know this is a great tank. I know, and I was putting out great games. I think the average kind of damage I was putting out on this thing was about 3,000 damage. So I was, knew it was a good tank. I know I'm having decent games, but for some reason, like a lot of games in this on this game, World of Tanks, for some reason Wargaming hated me using this tank, because I think I played like 7 games. And, the majority of the games I was getting top of the team, I was getting 3,000 kind of damage. A couple of those games I was getting not particularly good, but, I was doing well in this thing. And my team just lost every single game. Like, I'd lost 7 games in a row using this tank, and I was just like, no, I'm putting out good games. I need to get a win on this tank. And, I was being a bit stubborn. Probably should have just changed it up and decided to, ignore this tank, go out in something different. Even though I was having good games, like I said, we weren't winning. We just weren't winning anything. But I was determined to get a win, and this was my first win after losing 7 games in a row in this thing. And like I said, this wasn't even the highest scoring game I had in those 7 or 8 games. This is kind of like an average game in this thing, because it is so good. Even on losing games, So we are just sitting back at the moment. That's the kind of the problem. With my gameplay sometimes is, no matter what I'm doing, if I like lose 3 or 4 games in a row, I'd just go, right, my team aren't going to help me. I'm going to sit back, play it safe, which probably leads to me then losing more games by trying to play it safe. But it's kind of hard not to do that when you've had like lots of losses in a row. We are not top tier in this game, as you can see. There is tier 9s. This guy is just sitting there, and he goes unspotted and what most people do when they go unspotted is they just go, right, well, I can sit here now. But obviously, good players, I'm not saying I'm a good player, I'm just saying this is what good players do, is why not just go for another shot? If they looks like they're still pulling back, preemptively fire where you think they might be, especially when you're facing a tier 9 like that. This guy, that guy was quite annoying. He just seems to be matrix in my my shots, like Neo. Like every time I fired, he seemed to know where that shot was going to go, and he got farmed up by everyone else apart from me. And that was a little bit annoying, you know. Waiting to get the shot into the side of this guy, and we kind of got our full hit points here, so I'm going to kind of go in. As you can see, we stayed unspotted there, and there's a tier 9 there, and we're just going to pump shots into him. We've got to be very careful of this guy, because he could do us some damage. We actually take this guy out. So we almost got 4,000 combined here, and we got a kill under our belt, just the one kill, but it was a tier 9, so you know, we like it. And of course, the killing shot on that guy bounces or doesn't go in to where I wanted it to. Trying to get in at round, and we do. That's another reason why we is another pleb clan member on the enemy team. That's another reason why we've done that replay. The TheRohanUK, he is a very good player. He's got his own YouTube channel, so I was quite chuffed. Our team actually won that one as well after losing 7 games in a row. I was like, right, he's on the enemy team. We're bound to lose this game because he is a very good player. But no, we came. So 2 pleb clan members come top on both teams in that game, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, so that's why I brought that one out to show you guys, just because frustrated that, you know, I lost 7 games in a row, and that was kind of the average kind of game I was getting in that thing. You know, that kind of shows you that luck does play a lot in this game, unfortunately, RNG wise, and that team wise. If you know, I'm not saying I was such a good player that I should win every game. I'm just saying that being my average game should give a good boost to our team having a win, right? It's a tier 10 game. We are in the Cobra T54. We are pumping shots out. Of course, we bounced a lot of those because we ain't got the premium in. As you can see, the ammo count on this thing isn't very good, so we do have to be a bit careful. Now, obviously, being a tier 9, you're going to see quite a lot of tier 10 games, unfortunately. So I do carry quite a bit of premium as well. Yeah, fooled him into trying to get a side shot into that guy. Very unfortunate. There we go. And then took him out. So we got a tier 10 out of the game, and 1,000 damage. And all our damage so far has been on tier 10s. Now, I haven't used any premium rounds on those guys, but if I did, I probably would be at a bit more damage. And that's kind of what you got to weigh up. Is like, yes, I'm not using premium rounds, and I'm actually doing quite a bit of damage, but I would be doing more damage. And I'm being very lucky here. This guy is showing me his sides, his pike nose. Now that tank can bounce a lot of damage, so you, I am wondering whether to put premium in or not. As you can see, we're almost at 2,000 damage. To be honest, I don't get too much more damage in this game. But as you can see, it's mainly on tier 10s I'm getting damage on, so I'm getting a fair amount of XP, which is very nice. I've got normal rounds back in. at this point, I think at the moment I was... And this guy, again, is just... What is he doing? Luckily, he was very lucky there that I managed to miss that first shot. Because I could have tracked him and pumped him... all my shells into him. I'm surprised he isn't going for me after me putting 3 shells into him. And it looks like he's doing it again, guys. And he is doing it again. And that's our second tank of the game. So yeah, we're going for a reload. And we've not taken any damage. But like I said, taken out a tier 10 and another tier 9. 2,500. And we've been very lucky with the bounces. This tank doesn't have the best armor with, you know, considering it's heavy. But obviously it's an auto loader. So it doesn't have the best armor, like most auto loaders. To make them a bit more balanced, right? And we're gonna go in on this guy, but unfortunately we only get the 1 bit of damage into him. And we push our luck. We put 1 shell into the guy, and of course don't get into and of course get a shell put into us. I was hoping the guys would push. He's literally on 1 damage left, 1 shell of damage into him and he's dead. And I was hoping my teammates, there was like 4 or 5 of them, come in and help at that point, but no. And unfortunately, waiting for a bit of damage there. Unfortunately, yeah, of course they push in that then to get that kill and take that kill away from me, but yeah, whatever. I took an unnecessary hit, but it doesn't really matter at this point. There's only 3 enemies left, although they are TDs. We could get 1 shot by one of these 10 TDs. I think there is a Tyran left. But at this point, the chances are we probably going to be okay. No one seems to be coming up this way. There is a medium next to us. But you can't gauge how good their crew is. No one's being spotted, so we're going to push in. Looks like they're TDs. Yeah, looks like all the TDs are over that side. But there is still 1 missing, right? So we're expecting to maybe come up behind one of these TDs, that remaining TD, to get some lovely shots into the side of him, because he hasn't been spotted yet. And we are. And there is that 1 tank, and he's on pretty much no health. And then the final TD gets spotted, and he's on the other side of the map. And it's just like, how did he get there? And of course, he's getting farmed pretty damn quickly. It's a shame. It's just a very big shame, really. So there you go, got top of the team there, because all of our damage was on tier 10s pretty much. So yeah, not too bad. And our last game is in the Concept 1B on Serene Coast, a map I quite like actually. Now I was considering this is a bad choice, right? This is the 1-2 line is the normal line I normally go down. But this tank hasn't got particularly good gun depression. Now I was thinking I should probably go down the 9-0 line, but for some reason I didn't. I just went for this line because I'm used to it. Now our team just doesn't seem to know what it wants to do right now. Put a lovely shot into that guy. And yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. Your typical light tanks, which really bugged me. Bounced our first shot off the tier 8, which is great. Trying to go unspotted at this point because there could be TD sitting at the back there. Trying to get him to fluke his shot. Didn't fire at me for some reason. He was looking at me, but trying to go unspotted, but I don't know what is spotting me at this point. I know I am a heavy tank, to be fair, and I haven't got the best crew. We put a lovely shot into his cupola, and another shot. Good, and he's just kind of sitting there. I don't know what he's doing, really. He is starting to pull back now, by the looks of things. Of course, he puts a shot straight into me. Takes a big chunk of my health and damages my ammo, but I do get a spotted assistant on him, and I'll just flick onto him and then kill the light tank. A little bit annoying for him, I'm sure, if he realised how I got that kill. Trying to get a side shot into that thing to let our heavy get pushed forwards. I was going to take a speculative shot, but I decided against it. Trying to get damaging on this guy here, and he is going to just pull back. And of course, the 9-0 line has been completely taken by the enemy, so we might have to go back to the base and defend. And it is we've got to be very careful here. We're only winning by one tank at this point. So we're going to sit on here and defend our base and shoot anybody that comes along. Now, for some reason, like I said, teams... I don't know what happened there. As you can see, it kind of like went in and out of proper aiming. It seems to happen quite a bit. I don't know if I think it might be just something I'm doing not very well. I'm getting spotted up and aimed at by something. That light tank is proving quite annoying in its little area right now. We are now winning by quite a bit, to be fair. So, of course, bounced. Should have aimed that one properly. We are not spotted at the moment. Just waiting to see if I can get the shot on. No, I cannot. Bounced. See, I in this game, I am just firing too quickly, not aiming very well at all. Now I'm going in on this light tank. I want to get rid of him. Of course, missed that shot. See if I can get a ram on him. He's looking at the light tank. I ram him, finish him off with that shot. So far, I'm not considering this a particularly good game from my perspective. It's going well. I got about 2,000 combined, 2 kills. But I've not been aiming very well. Shots have been going wild. Yeah, not the best. And then I push in to help this guy, but it's far too late. And then I realise we've got literally no support right now. Our team is just sitting back. And of course, this guy's pushing in. Put him out of my misery. And then this guy decides he wants to push in as well. And he fluffs his shot. I get my shot in. And this other heavy looks like he's coming in. Luckily this guy takes him out. And then this guy pushes me. So that's 3 tanks that have pushed me. I'm trying to make him bounce. He bounces. And I can see he wants to ram me, which is kind of fine. I'll aim for his weak spot there, pet him, take him out, and then we're giving him a nod. Well done, guys. The 3 of you come in at me one at a time, and all 3 of you die because you bounced a lot of shots. And yeah, and that ups my score, guys. It ups my score to almost 4,000 combined and 4 kills. So thanks to those 3 for some reason. All coming in at me one at a time and bouncing and not hitting their targets very well. Yeah, we're probably not going to get this guy. I'm trying to see if he backs up onto the hill here so I can get a shot, but I don't think he does at this point. Yeah, so thanks to the thanks to those free tanks, we actually have a pretty good game at the end there. And it shows moving your tank around does help bounce some shots and things. And so we came first as well, so that's pretty damn good. So yeah, if you did like the video, guys, give it a like and subscribe, because I'll be bringing you more replays in the near future. Other than that, nothing to say other than thanks for watching. Bye, guys.